this is Russ. Yeah, I'm back in the car again. Yeah, the day after my cruise. Yeah, I've been gone for a week, although you might not have noticed it since I had videos running throughout the week. I had it running on the Russ is Right channel and this More from Russ channel as well. So I made an announcement on the Russ is Right channel today saying that I will have a cruise video for you guys to see on Wednesday on this channel, the More from Russ channel. And so I figured, well, I'll put an announcement up here too. I'm headed to Costco to get a pizza. I didn't have a Costco pizza in a whole week, so I figured I'd go. Now, you might be wondering, okay, you went on a cruise, Russ. Did you gain weight? Did you eat all that food? Did you eat all that dessert? Did you ruin your diabetic diet? Let's talk about it, okay? Now, first off, I know that I've told a number of people on the cruise ship to watch my video on More from Russ. So they might run into this one first before they actually see the actual cruise video. So hello to you guys if you're on the cruise with me or was on the cruise with me. And welcome to the More from Russ channel. Be sure you watch the Russ is Right channel as well for the e-bikes, right? So let me address a couple things. Okay, first off, did I gain any weight on the cruise? Yes, I did. 3 pounds. Russ, you gained weight. Well, you know, 3 pounds is like nothing for a cruise. The very first cruise I ever took was a Princess cruise to Alaska many, many years ago. I gained 10 pounds on that one. And I think the least I ever gained on a cruise was 3 pounds, and I matched that again, 3 pounds on this cruise, okay? Here's the thing, if you don't gain some weight on a cruise, you're not doing your job. Everyone gains some weight. I mean, food is so readily available to you. Anytime you want it, anything you want, it's there. Yeah, it's part of the package. You don't pay any extra unless you go to some of the specialty dining places, which we did twice. Okay, so I'll give you some updates on that other video. But let me just say this: is that if you don't gain any weight on a cruise, then you weren't really on a cruise. Yeah, we went to a Japanese place. You know, what do they call those things? Teppanyaki? Is that what they call it? Where the guy, you know, is cooking the food and doing a show for you, essentially. We went to that. We also all went to an Italian restaurant. I went this time, as I have been in the last several cruises that I've been going to, with my sister and her family. So my brother-in-law's uncle and daughters went on the cruise. Their significant other and husband and kids were also on the cruise. We had quite a few people on the cruise, yeah. Now, we all didn't meet up for everything to do because, you know, kids want to do their own thing. And so, unfortunately for them, they kind of been stuck doing stuff with the kids. But hey, that's your own problem. You have your own kids. You got to deal with them, okay? So, yeah, they were kind of stuck doing the kids a lot. I think they may have had 1 or 2 opportunities to maybe split off a little bit on their own and maybe explore a little bit. But yeah, it's kind of tough with little kids. And then the other cousin, she had teenagers, so that was okay too. My nephew was on the cruise. He's going to be a senior this coming fall in high school. And then, of course, my sister and brother-in-law. So for me, I went by myself. Mrs. Wright is still working, so she has no opportunities to go to these things, but at least she lets me go. So thank you for that from her. Yeah. So anyway, so the whole thing with the cruise, I better hit the stop over here. Don't want to run a red light, right? So the whole thing with the cruise is that you usually will gain some weight, but as you know, I have... it was actually the last cruise I went on last January, not this past January, but a previous January, a year and a half ago, is when I finally found out that I was diabetic. And you know, I had lost a number of pounds. I had lost a total of 50 pounds. I've gained back about 20 of those 50 pounds at this point because of the cruise adding 3 more pounds. So I was about 17 pounds gain since the all-time drop of 50 from the last weight drop. I can see it in my face. I don't know if you guys have been with me for a while. You can probably tell I've gained some weight because I can see it. I get a little chunkier even in the face. So yeah, we're gonna have to make some effort. I say this as I go to Costco to get a slice of pizza, but there's nothing in the refrigerator for me right now. So I got rid of everything. Now you might say, well, doesn't Mrs. Wright have some stuff for you? No, we do our own thing for what we eat, because we eat different things. So I told her I'm just gonna go get some gas in her car. I'm taking her car now, and then also at the same time get a slice of pizza. I'm getting a little hungry. But yeah, I think 3 pounds is okay. For a cruise, that's not bad. Yeah, people gain a lot more than that. So I did meet a number of people on the cruise. So hello to you guys if you're watching. And they kept me company. Yeah, they did. They kept me company while I was on the cruise. Let me silent that thing there. So it was fun to be able to meet them and hang out with a number of different people on the cruise. And I know that many of them said that they will be watching the video that I put together for the cruise. I hope you guys continue to watch, because I do other things, besides the cruise video. But yeah, I shot it a little bit differently than maybe some of the other cruisers would have. It basically just kind of chronicles what I did. And being stuck on the mobility scooter for the majority of the time, I didn't have to. I could have walked it, but I would have suffered. Yeah, I got bad hips now. Yeah, I had a knee replacement, but it's really the hips that really hold me back more than anything else at this point. Yeah, I was on the scooter. But here's the interesting thing. Not all of you guys know this. Those who went on the cruise, I didn't tell them all about this. But as we were going up, there's a gangway that you go up to get to the cruise ship, and it's on an incline, and there's some bumps that you go over. Yeah, my scooter made it with no problem, but there was this lady who was on one of these. It's really a walker with 4 wheels on it. Have you seen these things? It's like a walker with 4 wheels, and then if you're tired, you can sit on it as well, right? It's really not designed for you to be pushed in it. Yeah, it's really a walker, not a sitting thing. But whoever was with her put her on there, and he was pushing her, and I guess when he saw the bump, he says, I can't push her over the bump, that she'll fall forward. So he turned it around and tried to pull her backwards on this thing over the bumps. Well, down she went, flat on her back. And so we were right behind them when this happened. So my brother-in-law's sister is a doctor. She's actually a surgeon. She's a cancer surgeon, so it's not really her expertise of doing this, but obviously she's caring for people. So she immediately rushed to the lady and made sure she was okay. And she says she seemed okay, although she's hurting like crazy. Of course, now she's falling flat on her back. How old is she? I would put her about 70, maybe something like that. Yeah, and then if people were lifting her up, they were trying to keep her on that mobility device, and I think it was folding in and crunching her too. So she's probably black and blue from that, if not just from the fall. So, and she's not the only one we saw that fell. Okay, the next day we were walking around. Well, I'm scooting, but they were walking around the outside walking track, and they call that Ocean Boulevard. For those who were on the ship with me, you know what I'm talking about. And water does spray up on the walkways sometimes, or people get off of the little swimming pool things that they have there, and the deck can get wet. Saw a lady slip and fall on that. Yeah, she landed on her hip, so she wasn't so bad, not like the other lady, but I would put her maybe in her 50s, something like that. So she fell. And then a gentleman that I met on the cruise, he was always on the pool deck. He knows who he is. He's probably watching too. He told me that he had seen somebody had fallen on the pool deck, because again, it's slippery, right? The guys are there with squeegees constantly pushing water off the deck, but you're going to slip and fall if you're not careful. So yeah, there's a lot of injuries that happen on cruises. Yeah. Overall, how was the cruise? Well, I think the only complaints I heard that were more common was it was difficult for us to actually communicate with each other because our text messaging wasn't functioning. They had some glitch in their software still. This is the problem with a brand new ship. This was the Norwegian Aqua. It just launched in March of 2025. So we were only a couple months. They still haven't fixed it. So you couldn't get a hold of your shipmates. You had to kind of tell them in advance where you're going to be, what time you're going to be there, and then if they're not there, you're searching all over for them. I was sent out many times looking for people in our group because I had the scooter. I mean, for me to scoot around is pretty easy. For them to walk it is a lot of walking. And I scoot pretty quick. The scooter goes 4.5 miles per hour, something like that, which is considered a very fast walking pace. Although I will say this, my brother-in-law's sister, she walks really fast, the doctor. I told her, I said, man, you walk fast. She goes, that's nothing, I can walk faster. she's very quick. Anyway, they would sometimes send me to go find people, and I would scoot in and out and search for people. So anyways, I've made it to Costco, so I'm going to stop at this point. If there's more stuff to say, I'll continue on after I'm done. Oh, I hit a stoplight. Well, I'm going to make the turn and turn on red here. So anyways, that was an issue, and I think also people said that the buffet was rather small considering how big the ship was. Yeah, I think we had like 5,000 people or something like that on the ship. It's very small. Yeah, the aisleways were very small. It's only one side. There's a whole bunch of people. Okay, I'll continue talking. The aisleways were very, very small, narrow, I should say. And on some ships, they have the same exact buffet offerings on another lane or another aisle, right? So they offer it twice, two different areas. This only had one, and you've got more people on top of it. I don't understand that. I would say we spent a lot of time at the buffet versus going to the main dining room. They had two main dining rooms. One was called, I think, the Commodore room. The other one was called, now I can't remember. See, this is what happens when you get old. Well, the other one, whatever that one was called, I can't recall it now. We went to those places once each. We weren't that impressed, and we knew that it would take... No, we went to one twice, yeah, and the other one once. We weren't that impressed with it, so we spent most of our time at the buffet. But here's a hint, if you're ever a cruiser, it'll take about an hour and a half to go through the main dining room. They really drag that thing out. I mean, there's a lot of people, and the waiters have to bring you stuff. It's not like a buffet. Just let them know that you're going to a show. If you tell them you're going to a show, they speed it up. Yeah, they'll get you out of there quicker. Yeah, about like 45 minutes they'll get you out of there instead of an hour and a half. So always let them know you're going to a show, even if you're not going to a show. Then you can finish and move on with your life. Unless you like hanging around dining rooms. If that's your thing, go ahead and do it. But yeah, we don't really want to hang around there forever. We like going there, but we don't want to hang around there forever. All right, I think I should move over. As long as nobody's going to do it, I'm going to move to another lane here. That'll move me a little quicker. So anyway, those are the basic complaints that we had with the ship. Communications issue and then, tight dining issues. My sister says she believes that a lot of the cruise ships are trying to cut back, to try to save some money and things like that. So maybe the buffet offerings is one way to do it. They had less things. Some of the buffet stuff was pretty decent. Some of it was just average. Breakfast was exactly the same for every single day. I've never had as many eggs. Let's see. I had a cheese omelet every day. I did the pre-made ones. It's not pre-made. It's the guys make it and then they just leave a bunch of them stacked up and then you can just take them quicker. Otherwise, you have to wait for custom omelets. I mean, if you want all the vegetation and all that stuff in there, then you have to wait. I'm on a scooter. I can't wait. I have to take and go, So I took cheese omelet every day. I had like 3 sausage links, sometimes 4. And then I had, the breakfast links, the little guys, right? And then I usually got the diced potatoes with, was that ham in there? Yeah, ham in there. and a little bit of bacon. But 7 days worth of that, it was starting to get a little tiring. I wish they had some additional options. And for drinks, I didn't do any of the juices because it's got a lot of sugar and I've had to cut that out. So I took water all the time for breakfast. I did have a drink package for soda. So I did get Diet Pepsi usually, or Diet Coke. Sorry, they serve Coke. So after a while, the servers kind of get to know you, right? So I spent a lot of time in the observation lounge, and so the two ladies who ran the bar there, I initially you have to show them your card and then they scan it, but after a while they stop scanning. They get to know you. They know that you're legit. You don't have to be checked out. And they would always get my drink right away. I just walk up there and they'd start pouring a Diet Pepsi or Diet Coke with no ice. You put ice in there, it just dilutes it, and on top of that, it takes up more than half the space of the cup. So you don't get that much. So Diet Coke, no ice was the drink of choice, and that's what I typically did. What else did we do? Yeah, so we did the Japanese restaurant. We did an Italian restaurant that the whole families got together to do, and then yeah, we spent some time in the I think it was some type of bar, the bar and grill area on it was the 8th floor, and then also behind that there was another area that you can order things off of an iPad. Yeah, I can't remember the name of it. See, even just a couple of days, I already forget all these things. All right, I'm here for gas. I'm gonna have to go. All right, I'll talk to you guys next time. If you like the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. The actual cruise video, hopefully I'm shooting for Wednesday to get that out. Talk to you guys later. Okay, I'm back in the car again. Coming out of Costco this time. Got a couple things to show you here. Take a look at this. Diet Coke. Diet Coke. Costco has made the official changeover from Diet Pepsi to Diet Coke. I'll tell you this, I actually prefer Diet Pepsi. Now I had Diet Coke for the whole week at the cruise ship, so I should be used to it, right? Yeah, it's a little flat. Yeah, I tried 2 different dispensers that had it. So this is the second dispenser, and it's a little flat. Yeah. Well, I'm in the wrong lane here. I gotta turn left here. If I can make it, if they'll let me turn left here. Okay, I was in the right turn lane. All right. Anyway, yeah, they shifted over to Diet Coke. So I don't know if they shifted last week or this week, but I was gone last week, so I don't know. It's a little flat. The Diet Pepsi seems to have more of a zing to it. I don't know. It could be just this particular batch, but we'll see in time. So just wanted to let you know that. And for those who are new here, because I know a number of you guys might be watching are new, I typically go to get a pizza almost daily at Costco. Then I turn on the camera and talk to you guys. That's what keeps me company while I'm going. And then I get to tell you more things, as I'm thinking and driving along. So let's continue on with the cruise stuff. Let me tell you a little bit more about the cruise, okay? So the main interest of this particular cruise ship is, first off, it's a new ship. It just came out. First cruises came out in March of this year. Here it is June as we're talking. What we noticed is that although the staff was friendly, not all of them were. I mean, it's not like they were mean or anything like that. I'm just saying that we noticed that typically on most ships, if you pass a crew member, they will usually say, good morning, sir, or whatever, have a nice day. You do that constantly, nonstop. It does get kind of tiring for them. But we noticed that, even early in the morning, because sometimes I got up pretty early, you'll go by them, they won't say a word to you. So I think this crew hasn't quite learned that greeting quite yet. Everyone did their job. They did well. I'm not complaining about them. I'm just saying that they haven't learned. My brother-in-law said it's possible that the crew members are new to each other as well. So as a team, they don't know how to work together as a team quite well yet. So that could be a reason too, because they're all new. Everyone's new on the ship. Now, it's not like these people are new to cruising, because many of them come from other cruise ships and they're on the ship now. But as a team, they may not know how to work with each other perfectly yet. So it's possible. I don't know. But as far as the crew that I met, my cabin steward was very friendly always. Gave him a nice tip. And then the people who greeted us as we went into the buffet, they always said hello to us. They actually started trying to remember your names. I mean, I don't know how these people remember all these people's names, but they do, and they call me Sir Russ. It's not Mr. Russ, it's Sir Russ. Filipinos, I don't know, maybe how they always call you sir, but they'll say good day, sir, but they'll call you Sir Russ, right? So there's one lady who's a greeter there at the buffet. She's right in the middle of the buffet, greeting people as they come in, and she'd always try to remember our names, and she got it pretty much down by the time we left the ship, right? She'd go, oh, Sir Russ and Sir, the other people's name. I won't give you my family members' names, and then she would get it, But because she knows it, I could easily just say, hey, do you see the other people in my party? No, I haven't seen them yet, sir. So she knows, so it was kind of good that she was able to tell me if people were there or not there. You see my nephew? No, he's not here yet, or oh, I saw him earlier, that type of thing. So that's kind of cool. In the observation lounge, the bartenders got to know me, and they also said, hey, Sir Russ, how are you? Okay, here's your drink. Yeah, they kind of know. Diet Coke, no ice, right? Hey, right there, Diet Coke, no ice, right there, okay? I would say the Diet Coke, no ice on the ship was better than the Diet Coke, no ice here at Costco. This just tastes a little flat to me. I mean, straight out of the thing, it was kind of flat. So maybe it'll get better. We'll see. What else did we notice on the trip? We didn't do any excursions, okay? And I know that my sister, my nephew wanted to go kayaking, but they said, I don't know if it's the waves are too high or something, whatever it was, it got canceled. So he didn't get to do the one thing he wanted to do as an excursion. So, and they didn't charge them for that because they canceled everybody's excursion for the kayaking. I only spent a certain amount of time on the island. This is a private-owned island from Norwegian. Other companies have their own private islands too, but Norwegian finally has their own, and they're still building. So the port is not built out yet on the island. So because of that, the ship has to stay out in deeper water. And so then you have to take what's called a tender boat, where they transfer you to a small boat, and then you take that small boat to get to the island, okay? Now, I have the scooter with me, and so they were trying to tell me that you can't take the scooter because it's all sand. That's what the one lady told me. I said, they've got to have some paved sidewalk paths somewhere. I mean, their own supplies can't be dragged around the sand, right, if you think about it. And she wasn't sure. I don't know why she should know better, because it's their island. It's not like she's never been on it. I'm sure she's probably been on it. She goes, there's not much path. There was enough. You'll see it on my main video. So I scooted along the path, and then when I was done scooting along the path, I was done, right? So I says, okay, time for me to leave, time for me to go. The rest of my party stayed on the island and tried to do whatever they were doing. They were in the water. They said that, I think my nephew saw a stingray in the water. They said a huge fish swam by. My sister said she saw a huge fish swim right by her. So anyway, I had left early, so I was the first one back. I was the first one back on the ship. So we got out there. We were early to get out there because with the handicapped people, we have to take a special boat that has the ability to have an elevator that brings you down a little lower level, so you can kind of get off the ship easier. And so we were one of the first on the island, and then I was the first one off the island. So I hung out with the security guard area because they had to wait for that boat to come back because they were transferring other people. He says, no, you can't take any boat. You have to take that one specific boat. So we kind of waited. I was talking to them, and the people who work the island all live on the island. Yeah, they live there. They have accommodations for them to live there. And I asked the security guard, he says, is there any issues or problems you've had, on the island? He goes, not really. He says, it's actually a pretty easy job. He says, on occasion, some people get a little drunk, But other than that, he says, no, it hasn't had any really major issues since they've been working the island. So that's kind of nice. So anyway, that's some of the stories that I have for you about the trip. That's probably not explained on the video as you see it. But I wanted to at least make this video to let you know, about my weight and, some of the things that, it's probably not appropriate on a generalized video about the ship and about, my experience there. But I wanted to at least tell you that. So again, welcome to the new people who are coming on board, watching More From Russ. I hope you continue to watch, keep track of what I'm doing. More From Russ is basically me talking. Yeah, I'm usually in the car just talking, or we will do some of the things like we did here with the cruise, right? It's an extra thing. You won't see that on the Russ's Right channel, although I may make an announcement to tell those guys to come here. You'll see it on the More From Russ channel, and that's my hope, is that I can do different things on this channel that I'm not really allowed to do on the Russ's Right channel. Russ's Right is more known as a e-bike channel. And for those who do watch the Russ's Right channel too, people have been asking me, are you getting the electric XP4 for review? Yeah, it's on its way. So I'll have that on Thursday. It's being delivered on Thursday. And an interesting thing, electric has typically used UPS to ship it. This time they used FedEx. Ooh, I don't know if that's good or bad. I've had some issues with FedEx. Yeah, a lot of people have had some issues with FedEx. I don't know why they shifted, but I'm expecting that to come in on Thursday. I have some other product coming in. I can't really talk much about it, although the people who were on the cruise with me, I told them about it. I don't know what's going to go on with that one. They had me sign the contract of doing the video. Then they modified the contract and says, oh, we misspelled some things. Can you re-sign the contract? So I re-signed the contract. And then as I'm gone, I see there's an email from them now. It says, we've added some things to the contract. So I got to reread the contract to see, is it even something I even want to do? Did they change anything in the contract that would make it more difficult for me to deal with or not? Or is it just some basic thing, So anyways, I'm going to be dealing with that once I get back home, and then decide whether I'm going to take that product in for a review or not. And it's not an e-bike, but it's a more health-related type product. Those on the cruise ship know what I'm talking about because I told them about it. I showed them photos of it as well. But yeah, if you know what it is and you're from the cruise ship, don't tell the rest of them what it is, okay? Because we may or may not do it at this point. So anyway, hey, if you like this video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. I hope you stick around, those who are new, and see what I'm up to. Yeah, you'll know what's going on with me at any given point. All right, I'll talk to you guys next time.